able to share files stored in ShareFile, Dropbox, Box, or Google Drive. You can also disable those capabilities in some cases, maybe due to security concerns. Maybe you would like to just strictly use SharePoint Online for file storage, so definitely can limit those capabilities. Also, you can show the organization inside the tab. It's definitely very useful to have that visibility of the organization and how actually those team members relate. After that, you can also disable capabilities in terms of devices, and after that also you can enable integration with that global address list, so just easy for team members to search using names. You can disable those capabilities. This will affect all the teams inside the organization. Second, to manage those private channel creation policies, you can modify that team. Remember, I showed you before, to create a private channel. But in this case, you also have the controls to allow or disallow others to create private channels. Is one of the settings that we have available at the team level. So you go to that team, manage team settings. You see all those different settings that are available in here. So definitely by default, members can create and update channels. Members can create private channels. You would like to disable that capability, just need to take out that checkbox. After that, also allow members to add and remove applications, allow upload members to custom applications as well, and all those different capabilities. You're still always in control. Keep in mind, even here, maybe you see you have the option, for example, to limit permissions for members in the files that are shared inside that team. You definitely need to do an extra work. You would like to limit those capabilities. Some cases, again, always like to highlight, some people maybe think that only owners can edit and modify the files. No, keep in mind that members are allowed to do that as well. You will see also on those settings, for now, that is not one of those behaviors that you can modify. So, to sharing files, keep in mind that where the files that you see on that Files tab are stored by default are stored inside SharePoint Online. So here you can modify all those different permissions. For example, if this is a one-on-one conversation, or this is the conversation of the whole team. So if this is one-to-one, one-to-many, keep in mind that those files are stored inside SharePoint. So if you go to SharePoint, you can also modify from there settings on external sharing. So in some cases, okay, you say, you know what, I will allow external or guest user in this case to interact in the conversations. But you could say that, you know what, I don't want those external users to be able to modify the files inside those channels. So if you go to that SharePoint Online Admin Center, so from there you can modify, have control over that. You can say guest users must sign in, or overall guest users in this case are able to share items as well, or items that they don't own. So you can have more control over that external sharing capability for those files inside those teams. So next, talking about those settings that we have available is that channel moderation. So in some cases, you would like to, for example, define a moderator, and only the messages that are approved by that moderator, in this case, will be published inside the channel. So in some cases, definitely due to the nature, could be that you have, let's say, C-level executives or something that in this case maybe will be sensitive if they share inside the channel. So maybe it's a good idea to put a moderator. You can also do a definition. Some channels, you can say, you know what, not everyone should be allowed in this case to post comments on this channel. So we have moderator. So every time there's a new post, it will be first sent to that moderator. If the moderator approves it, it will appear in the channel. Otherwise, will never actually show up into that conversation. So this will apply for both messages sent by bots or sent by connectors as well. Keep in mind, in some cases, not necessarily will be like a person that maybe is posting those messages into the channel. We talk about also those integration capabilities in more detail in the last lesson. So next lesson is about manage settings for Teams applications. So for those applications, remember one of those nice features that we have available in Teams, you can integrate with those applications. Usually it's a good idea, for example, to integrate those inside a tab.